Sup home skillets, welcome to another live stream. Sup Frosty, so you've got your account unbanned. Thought that'd happen eventually. Yeah, welcome. We've had a week off. Why have we done that? A few reasons, but all generally good. Although Whitey is continuing to cause consternation on the cat health front, but we think we've got it under control. We've got another visit to the vet tomorrow, and at the moment she seems well enough, so that is good. Yeah, I was going to hello Whitey, we were just talking about you. She's an indoors cat at the moment because yes, well, when you go away you don't get your eye drops and then bad things happen. So she's very annoyed because she likes going outside, but she's not allowed to until tomorrow afternoon, so we take her for another checkup. But she has a hemorrhage now in her right eye. She disappeared on Saturday night, and then we didn't see her again until Sunday evening. Yes, that's right, Jess. Poor Whitey, hello. And we're not sure, so I took her to the vet day before yesterday and had the ocular pressure checked again, and it was surprisingly low. Part of the problem with the glaucoma was that it was very high, which was originally what was causing the pain. And so the cortisone drops that we give her, they're topical, and because she had buggered off for a bit, she didn't get them, got sore, and then didn't come back at all. So we had to go and get some pills, and then she finally came home, and we've been keeping. She's basically set up shop inside the closet in the bedroom for the bulk of the past 72 hours. Hello. But you can hear she's quite vocal. You want to come up and say hello? You want to say hello? I don't know if you can see her eye, but her appetite's back and she is quite pushy about it all, which is a good sign. So we give her a bit of food now. That's good for Whitey. But yeah, so the saga continues. Yeah, that's basically it. So this evening we're going, all cat things aside, we're going to do something a little bit different. I mean, we're still going to make dinner, so we're going to do a pumpkin risotto. Have this rather nice pumpkin donated by Farmer Bergs. But we're also going to make some pickles. We're going to make some syrups, and we're going to make some flavoured oils as well. These things individually aren't particularly complicated. It's just going to be about the sequencing. Yeah, so we'll get on that. How's everyone's week been? I guess it's almost wrapped up. Yes. Okay. I did plan now that I'm looking at it. So the pickles, we'll start with some pumpkin. Well, this, I have no idea what it's going to look like. So we might go in halves. So I pretty much always roast pumpkin. Oh God. If I'm doing it in a risotto. You certainly don't have to, but it does add another layer of flavour. And because we're going to have I've had the oven on. We've been sanitizing the jars for the pickles. So the oven is heated, so it won't take too much to. Just make sure I don't cut my hand off while I do this. I'm not sure naturally what animal eats a pumpkin. I don't know how they're going to get at it if they don't have a knife. Oh. Well, it is. Shelley might join us, but she's been working since about 1 p.m. Saturday. So apart from sleeping, there really hasn't been much else she's done, and I'm not sure that's going to change this weekend either. Hello again, Whitey. What's going on? I think she wants some biscuits. Yeah, hopefully she gets summertime off. We're going out to dinner for my birthday on Saturday, out to a place that Hasjaz has recently visited and highly recommended. So the Lamb Shed in Yarralumla here in Canberra. I feel like that must be fairly new. Yeah, I don't know if any media has surfaced in the context of our work, Jess. It's a closely related project. I won't go into a huge amount of detail, but it's I guess a building block for a digitization of a process that a few departments rely on at the border. And broadly, I mean, it seems like it's going well, so that's that's good. But it has taken a lot of effort, not by me, but by others. Has Shelley been to the Cotter before? That's a good question. That's a very good question. If she makes it out, we'll ask. Because yeah, that's like we were saying yesterday, Hasjaz. Maybe that's what we'll do. We'll organise a picnic down at the old Cotter. Oh, Whitey, you want some biscuits? We got to the work topic just because Shelley's working on a project that's quite closely related to our line of work, and will be used probably for our line of work in the future, hopefully. That is a frenzied meow. She's very angry. Every time she just goes up to the door, looks out, sits at it, and then, like, when packages get delivered, she's just waiting at the corner of the door to get out. But you can't, I'm afraid. At least not until tomorrow evening. And even then, I'm not sure. We have the ophthalmologist appointment. They're coming down from Sydney. So on the 2nd of March, we will see if... It seems to me like we're going to have some major surgery. I suspect we will have to remove the eye at this stage. Yes, we will, I'm afraid. I know. So, because it hasn't improved. Oh, yeah, no, all good. Oh, and a cattery. I reckon Sooty would do alright in a cattery. I think Whitey would be most displeased, but Soot would he'd probably smuggle in a bag of catnip, and then there would be like a party once the business closes for the evening. But I don't think Whitey would be too... So we're supposed to be going... Well, we were looking at going to Brisbane for a bit in March, but now I've got to wait and see what the deal is. It does look like a vegetable mango. This was harvested from my friend's garden not too long ago. So we're just going to roast it with a bit of olive oil to soften it up and get a bit of colour on it. And then we'll leave that going, and then we'll start on the syrups. Happy to have some chat input on the flavour combinations as well. So we're going to do some pickles. Got some aromatics. We've got dill, we've got parsley, we've got some rosemary, we've got oregano, bay, thyme, sage, garlic, chilies. So I think that's gonna do us pretty well. And a 4-litre tub of olive oil. And I have the jars sanitized now. Phosphor, hello. It should be. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the chat. What's your story? What brings you to a cooking stream on the internet's premier gaming platform? Yeah, I actually still have a little bit of pineapple left. Canoeing and well, I don't know. I reckon you could get away with, and I appreciate that from a safety standpoint, but canoeing and drinking. Yeah, maybe we'll read about you on the front page of the Canberra Times. Always wear a life vest. Phosphor has just made a horrible and uneatable dinner and my stomach is upset now. Oh no! Yeah, tell me about it. What was I doing the other night that was just, you know, and I'm not a professional cook by any means, but there's nothing more annoying than screwing dinner up. And what the hell did I do? There was something not on stream, and it just, you know, the mood was ruined, and I'm like, oh, I just hate eating this, but I'm hungry. Sterilized jars. What were you cooking, Phosphor? Cream chicken in a crock pot. In principle, this is good. Speaking of pots, I'm gonna attempt to get my stupid stove going. And a bit of olive oil. Well, that's a bit more than a bit. Bad money. It has been a while. Thank you for returning. Yeah, that would have been, was it either like a quarter pounder potentially? And I was also doing like chicken nuggets. That was another thing that we were experimenting with. Oh yeah, you're halfway to a paella or something there. Phosphor. Did I miss anyone talking? Yes, YT. Too much pineapple talk lately. So this is just going to go in the oven and we're just going to get some colour on it. Paella, it's like you get it, I guess primarily, it depends where you're from I suppose, but like a Spanish dish, so it's like rice and meat, like a rice casserole I guess. I'm not sure how I'd describe it actually. But you fry the meat in it, you Then you add the rice and it sort of cooks via absorption. I've done similar here occasionally, but yeah, you get variations of it all over the world. Two L's. That's what gets me. It's like Tempranillo. But if you like rice, I mean, risotto is... I remember cooking risotto the first couple of times and being quite intimidated. But it really is actually quite a simple dish. Do you have like a favorite kind of cuisine, Phosphor, or what? Or is this just cook whatever you got? So that is, I don't have celery. That's not critical, but normally I would add celery to something like this. So we're just going to use onion. Where did I learn to chop an onion like that? I can't remember specifically, but it's very important. I'll tell you why I learnt. Because I was so friggin' annoyed at chopping up onion, and it was just taking forever all the time. I'm like, is there a better way to chop an onion? And the way that I just did is the fastest way to mince an onion. So you cut it in half. That's the easiest way to peel it. You have your horizontal slices as finely as you can get, then your vertical slices, and then you mince it on the side. It's the best way to do it.
Whoa.
What? We have Dingbottom here. Good to see you. I've been reliably informed that Jazz is making chicken wraps. Fettuccine Alfredo and hot wings, yes. Udon soup, absolutely. Can never go wrong with a salad or soup. No, I mean the amount of soup that I make on this channel is significant. It's actually... Normally I'm making soup, but not tonight. I'm just throwing in a spring onion here because I remembered that I had it. So we're going to, I've got the butter and olive oil melted, the oil's in there to stop the butter burning, and I've turned the heat down really low. We are aiming to, so the Italians call it soffritto, basically it means like soft fry, and we want to do this for about 15 minutes. We don't want to colour any of the onion. Or at least we'll do our best not to. Just had udon and miso. I think after the sort of Turkish streams that we did a fortnight ago, I'd like to turn my attention perhaps back to Japan, because I got that new cookbook and I haven't cooked anything out of it yet, so it's on the cards. It's just that I didn't want to try and roll sushi live for the first time and embarrass myself. All right, so this, move to cooking. It's literally just going to do its thing for a bit. Okay, so we are going to change tack now while that happens. And I think so there's two things I want to get done oil-wise, and they are garlic oil and chili oil. So this, I just grabbed it. This is not completely dry yet. It's my first season growing garlic. How's that for fresh garlic? So we've been using this over the past couple of weeks live here. And generally the idea is that we'll let the bulb sit and dry and the flavor concentrate. These already have a fantastic flavor. It's just not as strong, which is fine by me. Thrifted a mini crock pot for $4.99 and going to try and make chili. Yes, excellent. Yeah, how good is chili? Baked beans would be another good one in that as well. Some really good beans recipes out there. How long did the bulb take to grow? I'm gonna say about. I planted them late, which is why they're a little bit small, but maybe 6 months. I'll check if I wrote it down somewhere, but I think about 6 months. And so from one bulb, I got 10 plants. So times 10, which is a good deal in my books. I think going back to the onion question, getting skin off garlic's always a bit of a mission, but bashing it good is my preferred approach. So the first oil I'm going to do is just going to be garlic. Then we're going to come in with some chilies for the second batch, just so I've got some options. And then we'll move on to the pickles and then the sweet stuff. Shall I use the whole thing? No, I might hold it. So I have this bottle, which was whiskey, saved, sanitized, and flavored oils are really quite simple. I don't do them enough, but we are basically, you just put whatever you want in and it becomes the flavor. It's not a complicated proposition. So let's get ourselves a little saucepan. Keep that going. And what I'm going to do is actually measure how much oil this takes. Oh, this is risky. You know what? This is more oil than I thought. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add a chili into this as well. Because this should keep us going for the next couple of weeks. Oh, man, I sprayed oil all over the laptop. Cool. It's chilly.
Oh, hi.
She has returned. A glass. Yes. Surely can have a glass. So we're just making some garlic chili oil.
I can smell it.
I have no idea how spicy these chilies are. It always pays to have a bit of a taste.
That's kind of mild.
Yeah, that's pretty mild.
Not that you can really tell by looking.
Yeah, turns out, yeah, I can catch you off guard. Jess's only flavoured oil she made had been for the meal and kept not long. Yeah, well that's I've been like promising myself that I'll do this for months now, and now that we just have an abundance of stuff. And I needed red pickled onions the other day and I didn't have any. So I'm like, no, it's time. Okay. Chili and oil is in. Phosphor is the new person. Do you stream as well, Phosphor, or what's the deal? What do we need to know? Wait, this camera needs to... Now we could have roasted these, we could have... Yeah, it's kind of hard to fail. Phosphor just watches streams. Very good. I did use olive oil because I like olive oil and that's the main reason. Generally, for me anyway, like in my head, and here in Australia anyway, like you're more likely to find flavoured olive oils than, well, actually I'm not sure that's true, but I associate flavoured oils with olive oil. You know, I'm thinking it like Italian or Spanish here, which, just as a point of reference, this I'm not sure where the rest of you, well, some of you are from, but so like this looks very Italian and is packed in Italy.
Balducci.
Yeah, Balducci, which is so suspiciously similar to Bertolli in the packaging. All of these cheaper olive oils from Italy are Spanish olive oil, just FYI. It's an ongoing controversy. Oh man, I can smell that already and it's good. I don't want to boil it like too much, I just want it to simmer. Ah, traditional art. We just went to, so Hazjaz and Ding Bottom and I just yesterday went to a surrealist exhibition at the gallery. An Australian surrealist by the name of Jeffrey Smart, and it was good stuff. Just a nice break from Renaissance and then I don't know too much about art really, but yeah, a nice change anyway. What's your medium, Phosphor? Jess uses grapeseed oil for certain things, rapeseed or grapeseed. I think the second, if I wasn't using olive oil, I would probably use canola oil, and then maybe What have I got in here? Just generic vegetable oil. Well, this says canola and sunflower.
Where are you?
Bad Money's seen some Jeffrey Smith in Sydney. Well, there you go. Yeah, it was good. So because I like landscapes. Like I've got, actually. So there's just looping it back to work. Jess, on my first couple of weeks, one of my sort of first field outings was clearing a Monet's haystack when it arrived here in Australia, and yeah, you don't often get that close and behind pieces of art that expensive. It's like 20 of them or something. But yeah, you see one haystack, you've seen them all, I reckon. We ran out of music. I got nothing against Monet. I think it's quite good. Yeah, it's the first time I've ever actually seen security guards. So there were 2 curators, 3 security guards, me and 2 other officers, and they were paying attention. They were paying attention. Yeah. So this smells great. But yeah, there's only so much Monet you want in a day, I feel. The Arctic. Taxable seas. That's right. Well, indeed, and this was like an autumnal kind of one, quite big. The main problem for us is like the frames that they're in, because they're, obviously not obviously, they can be as old as the paintings themselves, and this leads to. Yeah, well, you'll have wood-boring insects and things like that. So we got to, well, actually, I didn't get to touch it, but so the conservators moved it for us, but we're up, had to look behind it, with a torch, check everything to make sure there's no evidence of like frass or any, anything that might be in the timber surrounding the picture. Obviously, a lot of these things are worth so much money that it's not like, there's gonna be moths and stuff. Like they obviously take care of it, but sometimes it just happens also. So I work in biosecurity, so quarantine, but not human health. Well, yeah, biosecurity, and so we clear all of the goods that are coming into the country and check for insects and disease. And all that kind of stuff. We check it and treat it if we need to. And this was when in Canberra there was a huge, like the Masters exhibition, the Renaissance Masters. So like all your big ticket items were coming in, like all your big names. And so my first few weeks on the job, I actually got to go out and check all of those things before we let them out into the public sphere. And good to see you, Arctic. Good to see you. I actually, because you had mentioned it was a long time ago now, your abundance of chilies and having to flavour some oil. That wants longer. I'm going to put the heat back on it. Alright, so while that's going on, I'm going to switch to we'll stay with savoury, just so I don't have to wash everything up. We're gonna do a pickle now, a pickle mix. There's a few ways that you can do this, but basically we're talking 1 part vinegar to 1 part water and then salt. A pickle. Is that a question? A statement from Frosty. Well said. Where did my music go? So much easier having my phone now. It's here for the oils and the pickles. Well, that's good. Are you still cooking? Are you still on the road? What's the damn story? Now this I need to measure fairly precisely. So we're going to make up a pickling liquid and then split the vegetables up into different jars on the way. And I'm going to just eyeball it. Where are my jars? 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's go with like 5 cups. Oh, it smells like vinegar. Holy crap, was that 5? I think that was 5. Oh, was that 4? I think it was 5. I'm gonna say 5. Arctic hasn't been cooking much new or interesting recently. Got a new cookbook. Plan to put it into action, yes. Actually, yes, I've got some new cookbooks that we need to go through. I've got some like turn of the century Scottish cookbooks, and predictably it's like, oh man, this is bland food. It's like, take an oatmeal, a cup of oatmeal, put it in water, have a nice life. 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoa. Yeah, Frosty, we won't be combining them. I'm going to put a bit of Szechuan pepper in this as well. And we'll roast up some spices for the aromatics. But we do have, and I'm happy to have input there, all of the woody herbs. Good to go. Where's my salt? And I'm just going to... So we got 10 cups. So I basically want like 110 grams of salt, thereabouts, because these are going to sit. I should have enough. I think I've got another bag somewhere. Yeah. The Essential New York Times Cookbook, the Recipes of Record. You want to look that up? Thanks, Bad Money, that's good. Because in like a couple of weeks' time, I would have looked in there and it would have been mouldy. So I appreciate your support in this matter. So we're going to get quite a few jars out of this. Can I take the lid off this thing? I think it's childproof. Why? No. Okay, fine. Gonna slowly squeeze out 100 grams. Well, I might get that as well, Arctic. Put it to the damn test. I'm reading about food colouring at the moment, and looking at ads in things like the New York Times, but also like trade magazines and newsletters, like manufacturers' newsletters in the US from about the 1880s to 1930s, and how it's sort of how these ideas were presented and how they made us anticipate and in the end demand certain colours of foods. And how much the USDA played a role in that, not maliciously, from a food safety and standards sort of perspective. First cookbook ever. To be honest, and I know it's kind of cliche, but I would get a Jamie Oliver cookbook. If you don't cook at all, yeah, that's right, Frosty. Sushi. I can show you, in fact. You have two options. So if you've never ever really cooked, not Jamie Oliver, well, so and I get that, and that's fair. But if you don't know how to cook, so I'll give you a couple of options. If you've rarely cook, Ministry of Food, without a doubt. Without a doubt. If you do cook, like his first one, pretty damn good. Those would be my first two Jamie picks. For non-Jamie, That's a tougher question. Oh yeah, so personalities aside, I've learned a lot from the man. God, I have so many cookbooks, I'm not really... Just get that out of the way. So this is our pickle mix. Sorry, I've lost track. So we're going to heat it up, we're going to dissolve the salt. And just make it into a solution. Yeah. You could also phosphor if you jump into the Discord. You can grab a free copy of my cookbook, which will show you how to chop an onion, like we were discussing before. 20 easy recipes. Beginner's cookbook. Oh, it's been so long. Yeah. To be honest, that was the point of it. It was like, okay, well, let's write a cookbook for. Really, it was just like me documenting everything that I'd learned up until that point. But at the front of it, it has some theory and some techniques. I should probably check if that link actually still works. All right, so on the pickle front, nothing says pickles like pickled cucumber. Pickles. So we're going to de-seed these. Not going to peel them. So we'll do cucumber, we'll do carrot, and then we will do red onion, because there was a recipe the other day that called for it, and I didn't have pickled red onion. Quick pickling's fine. I just thought, let's do something different this evening. Yeah, nothing says pickle like a pickle. Sanders lad, now there's someone who loves his pickles. Yeah, I genuinely think like a lot of the challenges in, it's like, you know, going to the gym. It's not lifting the weights or doing the cardio that's hard. It's like getting there. And so with cooking, it's like it can when you're starting out, it takes so long, so long to make a basic meal, and then you've got all the mess afterwards, and there's nothing worse than that. So I'm pretty confident a lot of the barriers to people cooking is actually, it's all well and good, but then I have to spend 2 hours cleaning the kitchen the next day, sort of thing. So there are some strategies you can employ to avoid that. One pot meals is you know, obviously one option. Jump into the Discord, and if the link isn't there, oh, is it pinned? God, so much for my community management. Just jump into that Discord, and if it's not obvious, I'll just send you a link. It's just an ebook. It's just a PDF. But it should be pinned to the top. And then I also post a lot of the recipes that we cook here in there. It's a fairly quiet Discord. I'm going to blame Arctic Rhinoceros for that. I'm pretty sure it was his idea at the time. Yeah, jump into the Discord and have a look. I don't think I have too much cucumber. Okay, well, we'll just put this to one side. Red onions for sure. This is the main motivation. How are we doing? Got it, excellent. Well, excuse any spelling mistakes or random stuff you find. All of the photography and the graphic design was done by Boomshine, who is the moderator here, although I don't think he's here this evening. So you've got options with that. Eh. Ooh! Almost lost it. So quite thin. That actually looks like a whole pot worth. Well, I overestimated. It was, and it apparently still is. Beach fan from Japan. Oh, I have some others. I need to update the files that just threw onion at myself. I need to update that box. We got a couple of. Oh, actually. How's this for American? How's this for American? Chips Ahoy, but in cereal form. First of all, it's hard to find American Chips Ahoy here. And then also, now it's a cereal, apparently. Shelley found that. Is she still here? And she's gone. Oh, you're here. Yeah. Just showing off the Chips Ahoy cereal.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Yeah.
That's something for every day.
No. No. Who made Chips Ahoy cereal? I'm gonna post. Mondello's International. Post Foods. Post Consumer Brands, Lakeville, Minnesota.
That's so American. You can tell just by looking at it.
Yeah. It's not even the branding, it's like there's cookies as cereal. That's the.
Are you even American for us?
Yeah, Frosty. Gonna get evicted. Ugh. Okay. Let's have a look at this oil. And I'm not burning my finger. Yes. Chili, yes. Not much garlic. Not much garlic at all. Chili, yes. Not hot, but you get that sort of fruitiness of the chili. Okay, that's good. No garlic. Oh, actually, a little bit. You know what? Okay, well that's gone in. We're going to break this up. We're going to throw it in with the pumpkins and we're going to roast it. Post haste. This is good. Ow. Let's give it a stir. Yeah, so what have we ended up? We've had Lucky Charms was the other one. And I don't know. I'm not sure I've got enough time for this to roast properly. Yeah, what the hell's going on with Lucky Charms? That is a weird.
Yeah, that's crap.
Yeah, it wasn't. I think if the marshmallow had been more like marshmallow.
Yes. Yeah, Fruity Pebbles.
Oh, Fruity Pebbles. They was the advertising there was like a little Stone Age baby with a club.
Yeah, that's
So,
I do remember that.
it's
Yeah,
like
Pebbles from the Flintstones.
yes. No, we were never allowed to have them. And for good reason. If it's the same, because I've mentioned it, like in Happy Gilmore, there's a scene where he drives the golf ball and it smashes through the window into someone's bowl of cereal, and it's just like a rainbow bowl of candy, basically. That's what I want to eat. Flintstones. Yeah, or like Chuck Rock. Or Son of Chuck. So that's our latest American purchase. Yeah, kind of like Fruit Loops or something like that. Okay, pickle, carrot. Yeah. So I'm gonna have 1 jar's worth. We'll get a salad if it isn't. I feel like we had something else American the other day as well. Oh yeah, these Pepsi like soda shop limited edition Pepsi's. Peppies. So creaming soda and dark cherry. I'll upload a picture. I think they were made in Texas. But so the interesting thing, you know, not sure if anyone cares, but like, so American sodas, you know, now they're famous for the high fructose corn syrup. But there's been a big, at least here in Australia, like seeing the retro American, like I had a Mountain Dew from the 1970s, and they're using like the old Mountain Dew recipes or whatever. And there was a point where it just used to be either cane or beet sugar. And so these Pepsi, sort of like 40s or 50s style Pepsis, used cane sugar. It really does taste different. It's like if I see a Dr. Pepper that doesn't have high fructose corn syrup in it, it's not the doctor I want advice from. So let's go to one side, I think. Okay. So really this is about dissolving the salt, and the additional boiling, I guess, is just for good measure, if you want to describe it like that. When Frosty gets soda, get a cane sugar cream soda or the root beer. Those are the best. Interesting. I haven't had a American root beer, and I wonder how much like ginger beer it is. Oh my god, why did I decide to make 3 different... Alright, let's get this out of the way. Yeah. Wait, we'll make the pickles before we start with the syrups. No worries, Phosphor, that is all good. Keep saying I stream regularly, kind of regularly, but a couple times a week when things are going smoothly. So yeah, if you got to go, that is fair. Thank you for the follow, absolutely. John Long, I missed that as well. What the hell? Yeah, where are you at, Phosphor? Pickle 1. Cucumbers. Oh, that's close. I feel like I want these to be... I want them to be a little bit lower. So close. Indiana, oh man. There's one of my favorite YouTube channels, John Townsend and Sons, is in Indiana. I would like to visit. Oh, wolves. yeah, that's right. Frosty's a pom. I'm cutting these. Oh, God damn it. Just a little bit. So we're going to get some wastage here this evening, but too bad. Cool. I feel like we're having a conversation about Indianapolis. No, I was watching a video and I'm like, what do you do when you go to Indiana?
All I know about Indiana is the Nickelodeon show Avery, Indiana. Which is a place where speaking.
One of my colleagues has her daughter is called Indiana. Just because she thought it sounded good, and it does. I think that's a good name. Yeah, they try to go to another state. There's some good historical stuff there, as far as I know. You know, which is not very far. But no, I would visit Indiana. Like Indianapolis, parts of it look very much like here. Turning the oven off. So, phosphor, so where Shelley and I, we are from, or we are in right now, Canberra, Australia. And there's a number of Canberrans who regularly participate in these streams. I'm excited about these. And Shelley is also from Canberra, but she's not from here originally either. Okay, we've got 3 pickles. Well, we've got 3 sets of ingredients. I'm just going to pour boiling water on these lids. And then we're going to pick the aromatics. Rosemary, sage, bay, yeah, I studied American history and politics at uni for one of my degrees back in the day. Oh, dill down. So I've always had a keen interest in the US, but I've never been. Yeah. Yeah, I really need to color correct this stuff. Old Bay. Whoops. See you later, Frosty. Thanks for stopping in. It's been emotional. Now, the only other thing that I wanted to do was I just want to roast a little bit of spice. All of which, where are my whole spices? What the hell? Got fennel, coriander, cumin, that's what it's called. So I'm just going to dry roast, dry fry? No, that's not right. I'm just going to put these in a pan. So this is boiled. Where's my little spice pan? Steady. Ooh. Not sure why I thought I could fit all this into 2 hours, but should be right, as we say here in Australia. So I'm just pouring boiling water into the lids of the jars. If you were doing this to standard, you would do a better job than what I'm doing. Dry fry. Yes. Coriander. Cumin. I don't need like a huge amount. And then some fennel. So we just want to toast them, is the word I was looking for. And some peppercorns. And that's good. We'll just give them a second. And you'll either hear them or smell them. Yeah, that's right. No, I reckon the more the better. It's not like, and I wonder, sort of looking, reading back on the food history, it's like how much of this is, like what's an example of where it just doesn't, so salting your water for pasta or rice, add a pinch of salt. It just doesn't make any sense. And looking back at these old sort of conventions, home economics and so on, it just is like somewhere along the line, someone got the idea and wrote it down, and it got promulgated. Because a pinch of salt in your pot of water is not going to do anything for you. And especially with spices like this, given they don't really actually, with the exception of pepper and the fennel, they don't really taste like much. So, this is an aromatic sort of thing. You reach a critical mass when you put so much, like turmeric is a good example, where it kind of tastes a bit gritty, like feels a bit gritty, mouthfeel wise. But 4 tablespoons, 5, 6 tablespoons. I don't know if another 2 is going to make too much of a difference flavor wise. But yeah, it does depend on the volume. Yeah, dry fry. It's an easy win, and it does make a difference, and it makes the house smell good. All right, so I'm going to give them a couple moments more. I'm thinking dill for the cucumber. I'm thinking sage for the carrots. And I kind of want to just, actually, you know what, sage and rosemary for the carrots. And maybe just bay, okay, for the onions. I'm going to add thyme in there as well. Phosphor, in theory, the next stream will be on Monday or Tuesday. You're in the Discord, so you'll know then. Given how much free time I have, it's like, how am I still not making this a regular thing? But yeah, twice a week generally. It's been fun having you here. Like, absolutely glad to have new faces along. But you will get the notification, and in Discord, if you've got any questions, if you're gardening, if you're cooking yourself, absolutely post in there. But to answer your question, Monday in theory. Yeah, those reminders are handy. All right, so we're going to go in with the dill. I have too much dill. It actually already starts to smell like what you know and love. Sage for carrots, that's always a winner. Thyme, yes. And then a bit of rosemary, yes. Certainly. And then fresh bay leaves, all of this is fresh. For the onions. And then, since I got it, just a bit of oregano or oregano, depending on where you're from, and then just a mix of these herbs. Yeah, like dried spices into each one of these. Well, good. It is an awkward time to be streaming. Like, this is, I mean, good for Australians, but it's pretty late for Americans. All right, let's make a mess with I just know if I go and freestyle it, I'm going to spill it everywhere. Let's put it into a jug. Start with that much. All right. Looks good, smells good. I'm encouraged. Yes. And I want to bring the water up with the pickling mix as high as I possibly can, because I don't want air in here. We want to inhibit or suppress the aerobic bacteria as much as we can. Like these, we're going to eat like sooner rather than later, really. But yeah, so now, because it's still quite hot, I'm going to move this all to one side and let it cool. Then I'll put the lids on in about sort of like 10-15 minutes time. You could put, yeah, no, I think we'd just leave it there, but it's looking good. You know, now that I have my phone, let's take some photos, because every damn time I do this, I forget. Hooray. Okay. Let's bottle our oil. Wait, let's not spill these. Steady. Okay. All right. Where's my... roast garlic in. And is it gonna fit into the, maybe not. I'm just gonna mash this a little bit. Once garlic's roasted, it becomes so sweet. Yeah, I can smell the chili, I can smell the garlic. Yeah, okay. Okay, now there's a little, the heat comes through sooner now. This is good. Yes. Okay, let's bottle this. Don't want to get oil everywhere. If I don't strain it, nah, screw it. Yep. Thanks. It's one of the main reasons I started. I just wanted to see whether or not I could get something that was relatively well presented. I'm pushing. Or am I? I want some of the garlic to sit in the bottom. And while we're at it, I'm just going to jam some of the chili in here. And this will change flavour significantly over time. And since we've got it, let's whack a bay leaf in there. Let's do 2. Who's going to stop me? Oh, right. We're on a roll. Let's get a lid. Garlic and chili olive oil we'll be using over the next little while. It's quite a hamper for me out there. Okay. Let's switch gears to actual dinner. And get that going. Before I get distracted further. So we have the onion and the spring onion, which it's just been sitting to the side. It's cooling. It's cold, which is fine. So I'm going to turn the heat up all the way now and make it very, very hot. So basically, the soffritto has completed. The next step is we are going to add arborio rice to the pan and we're going to fry it. This is a pretty key stage. It's not complicated, it's just important. You fry the rice off, and I'll show you what I mean. And there's a stage where you'll know. I don't normally get arborio in blocks like that. A stage where you'll know it's ready to go. Wolfie, hello. Welcome. I was thinking about you the other day. There's a Jeffrey Smart picture where they're like a little what's the word? Like boys or buoys, you would say in America. They look like Pokeballs. How the hell do I open this? What's the haps, Wolfie? Been pretty good. How's life down south? The hell is? Okay. Yeah. What's the haps? As they say. Oh, I didn't change the camera angle. Yeah. It was random. So this is hot. Let's go. I'm looking for about 2 cups, I guess. I'm actually going to eyeball it. It's no big deal. And we're going to fry. Maybe even that's enough, actually. Oh, why did I open the rest? Oh well. So the heat is on full. And it is going to fry. What's new on the art front? Damn it. How do I preserve this? No, I'll come back to that after. Yeah, I don't know if Pokeballs is what Jeffrey Smart had in mind at the time. Wolfie is back to Sydney. Haven't been doing much. Well, that sounds good. Was this overseas, like back to your headquarters? So we're looking for a little bit of colour, but we're also looking for the rice granules will start to, and they haven't yet, but you see how these are completely, oh, it burns, completely white. Oops. As they fry, they're going to go translucent, and so once that, like that one is a little, I don't know if you can see properly, but they'll start to go translucent, and that's what we want before we add. In this case, we're actually going to use cognac, which we'll discuss next. Oh yeah! How was that? I can't quite picture it. But it sounds cool. Well, it sounded cool, I suppose. I've not been anywhere. Wait, have I? No. What the hell? That's right, Cat's Kitchen. Yeah, we had Miss Molly Makes raid the channel the other night, actually, which was very kind of her. That was, yeah, went from not many people to more people than I usually stream for. But, because she's a Western Australian as well. There's a few other people here. So it was good. We had some. We made some new friends that evening. Made me realise my raid animations and like sounds are nowhere near as exciting as they should be. Best weekend of your life, man. That is. That's good. Sweet. Yeah, maybe one day we'll all do an Australian Twitch food streamer party. years ago at PAX they did do, it was actually Tripod, which is an Australian comedy group, and Hex, Stephanie Brandixon from ABC did a cooking session, like on the main stage actually. It was like 2016. That was good fun. But there's not much food, like food related stuff otherwise that I've seen. So that would be good. That would be good. It does. Look, if I can manage 3 hours with Robbie making gingerbread houses, I reckon we can we can get through something. The rice is frying, and so I'm going to use, so you could use white wine, you could use stock, you could use anything really. I'm using cognac because we just got some and it's got sooty on the front. Yeah, not to deglaze, but to add a boost of moisture before we add the rest. So we're going to do that now. Not much, like a couple of shots worth. And that smells excellent. These are plums. So these are just, I've been given these by my neighbour who grows a lot of stuff, and I'm about to make a simple syrup, and then we're going to make a plum syrup as well. While you were gone, Wolfie, I think we made, Jess has loaned her ice cream machine to the stream, and we made a plum and cinnamon ice cream, which was, I was very pleased with that. I'm not going to do an ice cream tonight because I don't have any cream, but there's plenty more of that on the horizon. So the last two things on my list here are a simple syrup for cocktails, which is just sugar and water. 2 to 1, and then we will make a plum syrup, which is just simple syrup with plum juice in it. Plums are not my favorite in terms of, hey, I'm just going to go eat a plum, but as a flavor in other things, I'm down with plums. And I have so many of them. I've already made, like, I'm going to show you a second. Made a bunch of. It was very similar to the ice cream recipe, but just in jam form. So this is plums, cinnamon and cloves, sugar, and a bit of xanthan gum actually to thicken up. But yeah, so spiced plum jam, which has been going very well. Cool. This is where we need it. A little bit of water. And then we get the stock on. The stock is the only thing this evening that we're not making from scratch apparently. I would have, but just completely ran out of space more than anything else. Yeah, if I get some more from George Opolis, Jess, I'll let you know, because you never know with that guy. He's very old and very Greek. And sometimes, I mean, I just got like 2 kilos worth of oyster shells for the chickens. Oh, we have new chickens. You never know what he's going to show up with. But yeah, we're just going to use powdered stock this evening, which is fine. The bees have been overhead. It was pretty. What is it at the moment? It's 29 degrees. About 30 degrees they get out, most of them get out of the hive and hide on the cool side. But I will be doing one more, honey harvest before the cold weather sets in. Your chickens are, I wonder if I can, hang on, let's have a look. Not sure where they are. Quite well. They're quite friendly, they're quite small, but they don't seem too stressed. They're just been bocking around, sticking together. Dottie's been broody, so she hasn't come out much, but when I put them in together, they don't like fight in the evenings. Dottie is going to be the dominant one, so she has, I've seen her give them some flying side kicks occasionally, but Wyandottes are such a passive breed that they're just, like literally the first night we got them, we had a party here, and so there were quite a few people over, and they wanted to go to bed, and in the end they came up onto the deck, and one of them got up and sat on Robbie actually and went to sleep in his lap, so I'm taking that as a good sign. So we're going to cook this risotto slowly now. The rice is going to absorb the liquid, but the other part of risotto is stirring it fairly regularly. The kinetic action is going to release the starch from the rice granules, which is why risotto you use arborio or some sort of medium or short grain rice. They're much higher in starch than the longer grain varieties. Some of the cookbooks say, stir continuously. You don't need to, but you do need to keep an eye on it. It has. I was worried summer had ended, but yesterday and today have proved me wrong, which I'm fine. Yeah, Wyandottes are just so like they're very, very sociable. And so at the moment I'm having to pick. They come up and get up on the shelving up on the deck and try to go to sleep there. They haven't worked out that the coop's where they need to go to bed. So I have to pick them up every evening and transport them across the yard. They'll get it eventually. Whoop. I'm adding roughly a ladleful at a time. You actually could add all of it at once. Okay, I just need one more pot. What a mission. Do bees hibernate? No, they don't hibernate, but they don't come out if it's less than 10 degrees. So the hive maintains about 34 or 35 degrees Celsius all the time. And they do that by moving basically in the mass, because there's like tens of thousands of bees in in a hive this big, probably like 40 or 50,000. So if in winter they don't really come out much. They're not asleep, but if it's below 10 degrees, it's too dangerous for a bee. But above that, yeah, they will. Give or take. I've seen them come out when it's colder. But yeah, it's got to be light and it's got to be warm, and then that's when they make their move. And the whole point of the honey is that during winter, when it is cold, they don't have to go out to get anything. They've saved up and stocked up their food source, and so they eat the honey that they've made while it's cold. It's weird. And then when they get it, like on a day like today, maybe I'll take the camera out. If it gets too hot, a stack of them will get out of the hive to cool it down. And then there'll be some of them that sit at the entrance of the hive and turn around and buzz their wings and actually act as a fan, like they're little air conditioners, and push air into the hive. Yeah, if it gets too hot, if they take steps to make sure to bring down the temperature. This is good. Okay. Now, that goes on. This goes on. Oh my God, so many things. We're going to make a simple syrup. Which is going to be 1, 2, 3 cups of water. This is for cocktails primarily. Yeah, bees are insane. Like they're just, they're kind of intimidating in a way. Like I've had them for over a year, and it's still like, you know, they know what they're doing. So this will seem like a lot, but we're going to make a simple syrup, so it's 2 to 1. So I'm going to give it 3 cups of water. Then we're going to give it 6 cups of sugar. Now, I know that seems like a lot, and it is. But the reason why is we need to make this shelf stable. And sugar at this volume is antiseptic. It's actually, it will help us preserve things. And in cocktails, we're only using a little bit at the time, so I want to make a whole bottle full. It can just live there for indefinitely, basically. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. God damn. This will last a year. Just gonna keep the risotto going. Oh man, I didn't change the camera. You didn't see how much of a gross amount of sugar that was. No worries, Phosphor. Thanks a lot, and yeah, we'll catch you again soon for sure. Absolutely. Shelley has been working since Saturday afternoon, like pretty much non-stop. Like not even an exaggeration, really. I counted, yeah, that day, no, Sunday. It's like she was on the phone for 15 hours straight. So she's pretty tired. But the project is well on its way to completion. You know what? We should check on Shelley. We haven't heard from her for a while. I went down, it's like 8 in the morning. I went and bought some energy drinks for her on whatever day it was, earlier this week. Because, yeah, it was looking pretty serious. Yeah, hydrate, that's a good point. I'll bring her some water. But no, just sleeping and then working. And so, but like this shouldn't be forever. It's just during the go live phase. But yeah, screw that. What a challenge. But you know, you gotta, I was gonna say risk it to get the biscuit, but that's not the right. No pain, no gain, that's what I was trying to say. But I wouldn't call it a healthy lifestyle for an extended period of time. Something I must be aware of. Plums. I reckon our pickles are ready to she's not big on massage as I am, but it's like or baths for some reason. I don't know. Those three things that you just described, Jess, are exactly what I would prescribe. But yeah, I think wine absolutely. And I mean, I guess she doesn't have to cook, so that's something. These have cooled. Oh, it's Shelley. We were just talking about you.
Oh yeah, what did you say?
Oh, we were saying poor old Shelley.
It's alright, I'm gonna get rest tonight.
Rest. Yes. That's good.
Let us pray. Prayers in the chat. One like, one prayer.
All good. We'll have a grand dinner for you shortly.
I know, very excited. How's the pickling there?
Pickling is good. We're just about to seal the deal. So cucumber and dill and bay with our toasted spices. Carrot and sage and rosemary and our toasted spices. And our red onions and bay and toasted spices. Good to go. Happy with that for sure. And then our oil.
Nice.
Yep. We're good. Well, you should make your housemate do it, Jess. Okay, we'll go BRB, and then when we return, we will be. We're actually. So I mean, all we need to do now is the risotto is pretty much there. You can sort of not keep it going indefinitely, but we want to get it to a point where it's al dente, and then it's got about 10 minutes before we're ready to add things. So we'll turn down the heat and do that. All right. BRB. How does this? BRB. We have returned. We have returned. Syrup has boiled. All I need so all we got to do now is pretty much just add the things that we prepared, plus just a couple of shrooms. And then get the plums on. Yeah. If you've not tried risotto, do. Just needs a physio. I can recommend Atlas Physiotherapy in Braddon. Good sports physios. I've been there for my lateral epicondylitis, and what else did I? Oh, there's something. I had some trouble with my knee. So Atlas Physio, they do AFL and some, I think, like ballerina. There's like some dance work that they do. Yeah, so I used to just walk, just used to walk. It was quite, it was nice. So I go there, get some physio at lunch, and then come back. Well, I'm glad I didn't add any more rice. So these are Swiss brown mushrooms. And the mushrooms are going to release water. Yeah, well, will we ever be back in the office? That's the question. And we've learnt from Shelley's experience that going to the office gives you COVID.
Yeah, now we're better at the critical.
Exactly. Swap this. Oh man, I didn't change the. Oh, that's right. Plums. Camera hasn't overheated this evening, which is always a plus. And I'm just going to put a touch of the syrup into the plums. And yeah, I'm sure there are other things, but I'm just loving the cinnamon and clove combination. But I'm just going to go with this. And so once this is done, I'll strain it. Could put allspice in maybe. I'll strain it and then we'll combine that with some of the simple syrup. And make a, so it's like a spiced plum syrup for cocktails. Kind of do, kind of don't. Light rail construction truck. Oh yeah, has that started? Yeah, it's been it's been a while since I've been to Civic, but like Hey, what about star anise? Maybe at the end. It's been nice. I'm not going there. I mean, I do miss it in a way, but you know. Not that bad. Cloves, cinnamon in. Okay. No, I'm gonna not add the star anise. Cheese. Tasty cheese I would use. I don't have Parmesan. Any cheese is fine. March, okay. I'll believe it when I see it. Like I say, with block and stack and moving these, moving offices, it's like, until I see those like fluor orange and blue crates for moving the desks, you know, I'll believe it when I see it, basically. Yeah, I did, Wolfie. I can't remember when I got it, but I'm using a lavalier microphone. So this is a wireless mic Rode. This is actually made in Australia. So that's cool. And it just, yeah, it helps me. So like moving from here to the stovetop, it doesn't change. Because before, basically, I had to raise my voice and shout at the microphone that was set up on the bench over here. So I did. But I also use it for like gaming and Discord. Doing a Betty. Just got one of these. Man, they are so good. The this is the second version, so it came with two. Yeah. And then I did drop. This is also a Rode mic, but yeah, really good. So I have two of the USB, the bigger USB ones, which I used to use just here, and then this is what I got going on. Good to see you. Also, presumably you know Wolfie. And then the audio is running through a plugin called Isotope Nectar, which I also use for podcasts. In fact, that's the one that I've used at work, Jess. A really easy way to add a lot of production quality, and it does it live. So it's just an EQ and a compressor sort of rolled into one. What's your story, Dina? Do you stream as well? Why do you have such a microphone? Can I swap these again? Whoop, hit the camera. Gonna go in with the parsley. Aussie streamer, cooking and gaming. All right, well then, I will follow you. As we were saying, it's like a significant number of Australians stream for some reason. Your name hadn't popped up. What are we doing? This is home.
Driveway cooks. I'm in the driveway
Ah, yes, man. Shelley loves it to bits. For sure. I've even been to a RuPaul Wreck the World tour. All right.
Wreck the world.
Wreck the world. Followed. Done. Oh, well, that's good.
Where is Duna Betty from? And is that your drag name?
It's a
You better come and stop shouting.
how do I close this?
Are you Diabetes' sister? Duna Betical? Is that what's going on?
Can you imagine? What a revelation. Heat comes off, pepper goes in. Quite a bit. It sounded like more than what it was. Just that grinder's not very good. What am I looking for? Cheese. Cheese goes in. I feel like I'm racing against the clock now for some reason, and I'm not entirely sure why. I like to add a little, like some cheese, and then come back and check on it. This is going to need a bit more water. So I've turned the heat off here, and I'm going to put the lid on and just let it sit for a bit. If I can find the lid, I can. What games do I play? So at the moment, I am trying to finish Caesar 3 from 1998. More of a retro gamer than.
I thought you were almost finished.
I'm on the second last level. Let's toast these. I decided just before that we're going to do bruschetta as well, for some reason.
What games do you play?
But I've been playing Forza 5. Gave Aliens Fireteam Elite a go, and it wasn't awesome. Let me catch up on the chat here. Yeah. That's tough, Jess. He's from Sydney. Excellent. Cheese makes everything better. Yes. Yeah, that's the race. I don't know. I feel like 6 p.m. is roughly dinner time. Man.
Duna Betty is into Skyrim.
Skyrim, man. How much Jeremy Soule and Skyrim ambience do I listen to? A lot.
So Duna Betty, if you say you're a drag queen, then you do shows. That's all I want to know about.
Yeah, that's right.
And so, where is the spot on the Central Coast?
Central Coast? Ooh.
I was born on the Central Coast. Yeah, so it's a lot of work to,
That's why that's why I think I could never really be part of the scene. It's like, how many hours do I really want to spend putting makeup on or making a...
I didn't know you had aspirations.
No, well, that's what killed the aspirations.
Although the way drag queens do their makeup can be pretty impressive how quickly they can do it.
Well, you'd need to. If you need to look fabulous in an emergency. Where's my funnel? Oh, there it is. But yeah, so I've followed your channel there. We should, Wolfie, organise some sort of thing. Some sort of bloody Twitch cooking party.
A dinner party.
That would be the more sensible name for
Maybe
it.
we'll have to make
Whoa.
your own dinner. That could be fun.
It could be fun. Oh, bloody well do it.
Maybe you should do something where you both have to make the same recipe. Or something.
Cooks, yeah, same recipe. Yes, that would be good. A cook-off from 10 a.m. I think that's wise. We were talking earlier in the stream that, you know, I do stream, but it's also because I'm cooking dinner. I just combine the two. But 10 a.m. because Miss Molly Makes starts at about that time as well to catch the US crowd, and that makes sense. So.
Yeah, so I'm from Queensland, Whoopi, originally. Salisbury is Canberra, born and bred.
Yep. That's right. Yeah, she's just like the amount of, it's the consistency and yeah, the community is epic. Yeah, when she, like I was saying earlier, when she raids, it's like I go from this number to catering to so many more people than I usually stream for. But yeah, they've done good work. And like, you know, even with the sponsorships like the Warcraft, like the whole bunch of things she's done, her cookbooks, merch, it's all there.
Bye, Jess.
All right, Jess, go kick some people in the face for me.
Sookie's opening the door.
Uh-oh.
Come on, Sook. You can do it. Oh.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't want to complicate my life too much for like streaming, so it's like I'm just going to stream at the time that I would normally cook. Kill two birds with one stone. Tonight has been a bit of an event, and the amount of stuff that we'll do a review shortly. But right now, I'm bottling simple syrup, shelf-stable simple syrup. Whoa, mama! Oh! 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 Oh my God, that's so much. Okay, stay calm. Oh, this is gonna be sticky.
That's
Okay.
how you get ants.
Oh, damn it. That's right. Okay. Well, the bottle is full. Let's put a lid on that. So do you want to go out? Dodie.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's move this to one side. Oh, mama, that's hot. That's all right. That could have been a lot worse. Yeah, Australian and Germans. There seems to be a lot of Germans that do the food streaming. For some reason. Which is cool.
So what do you cook then, do you know?
I'm going to have to make that the next thing we watch, I think. The bees would eat the sugar syrup, yes, absolutely. Sweet can. So I can smell the cinnamon off this, I can smell the cloves. Oh, the plums. Some good plummy action.
What are you doing with the plums?
Oh, we're going to make a plum syrup, a flavoured syrup, along with
Oh.
the simple syrup, just to give us a few more options when it comes to cocktails. It's one thing I haven't had time to make this evening.
You're still gonna.
That's funny.
I don't need a cocktail.
If you subscribe to the channel for a year or donate 10,000 bits, that's what.
Is that $100?
Is it $10,000? I don't know how it works. Nah, Jeff Bezos doesn't need it. I'll make you.
Just give it to him. And I would.
That's good.
That'd be a bloody good cocktail, though.
Yeah, well. Betty was doing food streams years ago as Dooner, not getting many viewers, and a friend said women cooking streamers do much better on Twitch, and thought I can be a woman, and Betty was born. That's clever. I don't know, like, well, it's a tough one, isn't it? There's been a couple of good videos on it. It's like, oh, you know, do girls get more, you know, viewers on, you know, live stream or videos or whatever, and it kind of depends. And the answer is no, not necessarily. Like for small streamers like me and you, I guess. But it's kind of like with anything. Like at the top of the pile, it's generally men. You know, Shroud, Ninja. Who you got? Pokemon, like on the female front. But I mean, fortunately for me, I'm not doing it for the money or the attention. Really, I'm just doing it for fun. So I don't really have to worry on either of those fronts. But yeah, you know, you go live though, and you do see. I mean, maybe if I was doing ASMR, it would be different. But if Amaranth's got tens of thousands of people watching at one time, it's like, it's quite a lot of people. It's quite a lot of people. So, I think the lesson for me is just to have fun. Just live a little. You know? Okay, we are close. We are very close. I've seen those guys doing the parody of the hot tub. It's like fat neck beard guys doing hot tub streams and get quite a lot of attention. And that's funny from a sort of satire perspective. My new mic is, yeah. I worry about that as well. Boomshine was saying that I clear my throat way too often, and then when I think about it, I do it. But yeah, then when I'm like, which is pretty gross. It's also bad when I have to like use a food processor or a blender. I'm like, I should set up a mute button or something. And it means, like I'm about to do now, when I go out into the garden, you're going to hear me all the way. Should we go out into the garden together? I just need a tomato. Are we going to do that? Are we really going to do that? We're going to do it. Let me get a tripod.
They want to see the bees.
The bees. Yes, we can go and see the bees. Okay. How do we do this? Footage is going to be a little bit jumpy, and it does take a bit for the Wi-Fi to kind of catch up out there, but we'll give it a go. I'll try and be as steady as I can. Okay. All right, so I need a tomato, and we'll look at the bees. We'll try and see the chickens, actually. Okay. Strap in. It's Sooty and Angst. Whoop, oh no. So the white cat on the left is the stray. Hello, Angst. Hello. We have Sooty next to some chicken poop. And we have in the distance chickens. Okay. Let's not make any sudden movements and nobody gets startled. Hello, Angst. Hello. He comes for dinner and breakfast every day. Also, I can't see you guys. Like, I can't see chat. So there we have one chicken in the distance. And two chickens. So these are golden laced Wyandottes. They're maybe 15 weeks old or something. Not sure exactly. So I picked them up last weekend, so they've only been with us for a couple of days. Hello. So they're still finding their feet, still getting used to. But how good is the gold? Hello. But they're still pretty shy. Hello. So they're basically like young teenagers at this stage. But they seem to, they've settled in quite well. Well, yeah, I guess quick garden tour. Corn coming along. Cucumber of some sort. And then these things. These are, depends where you're from. It's known as foxtail or love lies bleeding. So this is actual amaranth, not the streamer, not the ASMR streamer, but where she got her name from. So this is my absolute new favorite vegetable, without a doubt. I didn't plant it. So for our climate, this is, it just started growing from next door, and it's just amazing because these are like spinach or Asian greens, all the way to, so like all of the like the stalks, the woodier bits, you get, it's just like bok choy, choy sum, spinach, and lettuce, sort of like all rolled into one, and it just grows like a weed here. And I've never watered it. It's amazing, and it's really quite attractive. So these, this is where the foxtail kind of comes, or the love lies weeping, or like the sort of blood notion, I suppose. But you can harvest the seeds and grind them into like a cereal. I don't know, the seeds seem pretty small to me, so I don't know if I'll do that. But man, this is good. Then tomatoes is the main reason why we're here. And I reckon, no, it's been done. So we could actually probably save that, but I might just get a nicer one in the meantime. They've only just started good here. Just need for sure. Well, I just need them for bruschetta. Hello. And then bees, as requested before I forget. Oh, there's a red tomato hiding there. Well, okay, here we go. So this, hopefully the camera hasn't disconnected, but so you can see the bees are outside. So it's quite warm here today, and it's just too hot inside, so a whole bunch of them have buggered off, and they all sit on the outside. Let's see if we can get... You'll see some of them fanning. I can smell the honey from here. Fanning the entrance to move air in. So they'll stay out here until, yeah, well, until the temperature starts to drop, basically. But it's so warm in there that I can smell the honey from here. I wonder if we can do just a quick look inside. Sorry. Beeping window. Oh, haven't opened this for a while. Okay, that's gonna. It's been raining and I can't open it. Alright, well. You might have to come back to that. In the middle, or maybe you can see in the middle, the bees being in between, and then all of the cells to the left and the right of them is just full of honey. So we're ready to go with another harvest. There's some ants there. Flowers, presumably a good use of bees. But so long. Oh, and then I suppose while we're here, we'll also check on Dottie, who is broody at the moment. Hello. Hello. Hello, Dottie. You want to say hello to the internet? You want to say hello? Hop, hop, hop. So I haven't taken her out to break the broodiness because we were worried about the fox returning. Whoop. Whoa. Hello. Your friends are coming. Make them welcome. Hello. Well, that's a good sign. Chickens. What can I do for you? Hello. Okay. Right, well, we've got what we came for. Returning to base. And hopefully, oh, it did. Excellent. All right, that worked well. So that's the farm situation.
Just a few spots where the mic seems to cut out.
Okay, it's good feedback.
Like in specific spots, like
Interesting.
like near the tomato, or just when you're at the back of the beehive.
All right.
Otherwise, it was perfectly good.
Mm,
Don't know why that is.
maybe just tomato or bee interference.
I think so. Maybe it was the bees. Or the bees with tomato signals.
Yep, they're working for the CIA. Cool. All right. Well, now that that's all said and done, we make the bruschetta. Yeah. So looking forward to a significant amount of tomatoes. Oops. So we'll just grill these and then we're done, Muriel. Needs to sharpen. Well, yeah, maybe I could like put some background music over it while I just walk around.
Yeah, people love the bee cam.
The bee cam.
And the chicken cam.
Mm.
Like my work colleague still asks me about that all the time.
Yeah, rightly so.
Hey, how's Jazz and Flim Flam?
Yeah, isn't him ham? Yeah, how was Inca? It looked good. It looked good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Saturday evening.
I'll probably post some photos of some of the dishes.
I guess Angst is missing out on his, random walk-ins because we can't keep the door open.
Yeah. Poor old Angstums. He works so hard. Where did I put my cheese? There it is. Inca was awesome, pretty expensive, but the decor is amazing. Well, that's good enough for me.
I paid for the experience. Sure.
Me too. And I will. Okay, this is our loaded bruschetta. Don't have any of Solon's basil left, unfortunately. But we do what we can.
That was good basil.
That was good basil. Excited about Saturday? Me too. Under the grill. All right, we are good to go. So we've managed to generate a decent amount of foodstuffs in the 2.5 hours that we've been cooking. Let's move it all into in camera, as we say in the film business. Could even heat these up. I haven't run a damn ad this whole... Wait, have I? Running one now. This.
Is it just mushroom or?
Mushroom and roasted pumpkin risotto.
Oh, that's right, Solom's fine.
Maybe I didn't press the BRB button. Wait, did I?
No.
Oh. Yeah, Solom's pumpkin, yes. Absolutely. Abso-bloody-lutely. All right. Oh, actually, yeah. There's little cork. There's one. These are handy for when you run out of wooden chopping boards. Let's serve it up. Serve it forth. Yeah. Well, there's going to be leftovers.
That's good.
That is good. Oh.
Yeah, and you know, there's such a big thing about the cooking of risotto, but even when it's leftover, like it's still good.
Yep. Agreed. Might need a be better on two smaller plates or two larger plates with the bowls on it. That's the case I make.
This is like countdown music.
Yeah, I've been meaning to get the Overwatch countdown music set up. Whoa. All right. We're done. What is it? 2 hours and 44 minutes. Bloody out of control. So what did we end up making here? We made a lot of friggin' stuff, as we say here in Australia. So the first thing we made was our flavoured olive oil. So this is using garlic and bay from the garden. And we have roasted some chilies and essentially poached them in the olive oil. And so you'll be seeing more of this in particular over the next few streams. This should be good to go for as long as I need it. So that's an easy win. We got our pickled cucumbers with dill, bay and toasted spices. This is an easy win as well. We got our, this is actually sort of like the main thing that triggered it all. We got our red onion pickle, which has, what did I put in here? Just bay leaves and the toasted spices. Yes. And then we have our pickled carrots with sage and thyme and our toasted spices. Whoop, that lid is not on quite right. So 3 pickles, 1 flavoured oil, and then we have our simple syrup, a lot of it, like 3 cups worth of simple syrup, shelf stable for cocktails. That will be mixed in with the plum sauce that I've got going over there. That needs to cool down before I mix them, but I'll make a second bottle with that. Then we have our risotto, which is roast pumpkin and mushroom risotto, and our bruschetta on the side. That's homemade sourdough and tomatoes harvested from the garden.
Goodness me.
Made me tired.
That deserves a round of applause.
Yeah, so less than 3 hours to do all that. I'm happy with that. I'm
And a garden tour.
And a garden tour. So yeah, and we've met some new friends along the way. And you know, we've all
Reconnected with some old ones.
That's right. We've all had a good time. And Arctic Monoceros is still here for some reason, which is woo. And then we have, he's cashed it in. He's cashed it in. And there's leftovers without a doubt. All right. I'm hungry now, so we're going to go and make the most. We'll reap what we've sown. Thanks everyone for watching. Keep an eye out for some food porn on Saturday night.
Oh, are you going to try it?
Oh yeah, that's right. I forget that's part of the show. What a fool! What a fool I've been. Risotto. Yes. Yep. Whoop. How's Jazz? I reckon there's something to be said about using your own stock for sure. Like a couple more, and then this would have edged towards too salty. This is good, but it would change very quickly. Bruschetta. See, this is the thing about tomatoes. ASMR now, it's gross.
People love it.
Nobody wants that.
I'd listen to you chew.
All right, well you can. We're sitting on the couch together. I'll lean over and go. Ew. Anyway, it's good as you'd expect. I'm not going to eat the pickles now. They need to rest. The flavours will develop over time. We'll keep track of it live here. Just watching from afar. Yeah, no worries. We'll be doing some more. I want to do some more oils, and I want to do some more syrups as well. Grenadine, definitely. And I've also been exploring like additives for the ice creams that we've been doing. So like xanthan gum, guar gum. I want to look at something that holds the ice cream together and keeps it sort of frozen for longer. And we have a probably the next main session like this is going to be some molecular gastronomy. I sort of alluded to it last stream. We've got some calcium carbonate, we've got some sodium alginate, we've got all the things that we need to make gels.
All the eights.
We've got all the eights. So we'll give that a go, because this worked quite well, and it's just a bit more variety than just cooking your usual din-dins. All right, so we'll leave it there. If you haven't joined the Discord, if you don't want to, fine. We're going to go and eat this. We'll leave you to it. Have a good weekend, and we will catch you again very soon.
Oh, bye.
Bye for now.